So I am currently working on a refurbishment project. It's a block of flats which has 6 times 2-bedroom apartments and 3 times 1-bedroom apartment. It's a fully rundown property where everything's been ripped apart, and it's a large refurb project. So as you may be aware through my other videos that I've uploaded before, is that I went through a process of finding the right builder, referencing them, and checking what kind of projects they've done before, and check their insurance schedule. So now it's about moving over to the contract. What kind of clauses were there, and what were the very few important points that I want to share with you that you should be wary and cautious about. So if you're interested in that, then this is the video you want to watch. Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Abbas Pradhan. I'm a property investor and I'm an owner of an estate agency called 10x Rising. On this channel, I share with you the inside of what we go through on a day-to-day basis that may help you on your property journey. So if you enjoy the content, please smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next videos. Right, so let's get into it. The first thing, before you head over to the contract, you want to ask the builder for bills of quantity. What that means is that the builder is going to break down the final cost for you in 2 segments. One is labor and one is material. So to give you an example, if the builder gave you a quotation that, hey boss, this is going to cost me £150,000 to get this project up and running. It's going to be full turnkey finish in £150,000. So I'm going to turn back and say, hey, okay, if it's 150 grand, what's the bills of quantity? How much are you charging me for labor and how much are you charging me for material? And in material, can you give me the exact breakdown? How much you charging me for plumbing, how much you charging me for the electrical side, how much you charging me for the tiling side of it, how much for the decorations and painting, how much for skips, how much for bathrooms, how much for kitchens, what budget have you allocated towards the material, and what budget you've allocated for labor. Now there's a very important reason why you need to get this up front so you don't avoid disappointments later on. See, let's say they told you we're going to do 150 grand all in, you don't ask for a breakdown like that. And let's say they start working on the project and the builder is about to put you, say, tiling of the material that you didn't like, the color you didn't like, or if it's a kitchen worktop, the design you didn't like, and you know this is not towards the end finish that you're looking for. Maybe you want serviced apartments, or you're going to be targeting footballers who want really high and luxurious finish. But the ones he's putting in is perhaps for a HMO purpose. What happens then? A disappointment, right? So if you know the budget in advance, you can understand if that's reasonable or not. You could meet electrical, well, if it's a kitchen we're talking about, you can meet a kitchen unit manufacturer. If it's tiling, you can head over to a tiling shop and see in that budget will you get what you want. So if you have the in advance, it's really helpful. Moreover, if this agreement even comes on in time, at least you know that, let's say he has allocated £15,000 for 9 kitchen units, for example, and you didn't like what he's putting in, but let's be practical. That's what 15,000 can afford you. But at least you know you have a budget of 15 grand and what you want might be 17 grand. So you can top up 2 grand and get yourself exactly what you want. So essentially, bills of quantity is exactly just that. There are a couple of other things that you can go into more detail with just to have everything written down pre getting into the works itself. For example, how many spotlights do you want? You want 4 spotlights each bedroom. How many bedrooms are there? Say there are 15 bedrooms and 9 living rooms. That's 24 rooms. Each room you want 4 spotlights. That's 96 spotlights. Okay, so you need to establish that, hey, I want 96 spotlights. Second thing you could do is perhaps even confirm how many lights you want in the corridor inside the apartment. That's 3 spotlights perhaps. 4 spotlights in the bathroom. What do you want in the kitchen? You want spotlights, you want an LED. Well, agree about that in advance. How many radiators are you going to put in the property? Is it 1 in each bedroom? If it is, what about the hallway? Are you going to be putting in a radiator in the hallway? What about the kitchen? Are you putting in a radiator in the kitchen, or is it just the bathroom, living room and bedroom? Agree about that in advance. The radiator you're going to put in, is that going to be a flat panel single, or are you going to put in a double one? Is it an electric heater, or is it the gas central heating radiator? Then you may want to confirm about the spotlights on the outside of the apartments in the communal staircase. Are you going to put spotlights in the landing where people are walking towards the apartment? If yes, how many? 3, 5. And do you want spotlights while coming up the staircase? If not, are you going to put round lights, and are they going to be censored or not? That's something you can also pre-distinguish beforehand. You can confirm with the contractor, are you going to be putting in a bathtub or a standing shower? You can confirm with him about the kitchen units. How many cabinets are you going to be putting in? Are you also supplying the white goods, the cooker, the extractor, the hob? Are you providing washing machine and fridge freezer as well, or is that not provided for? You can also confirm about tiling. Where exactly are you going to be tiling the property? Is it everywhere, or is it just the bathroom? And if it's just the bathroom, are you doing the flooring as well, or is it just the 4 walls? You can also confirm, if it's not tiling the whole property, what are you going to be putting in the bedrooms? Is it carpet? Is it vinyl? If it is carpet, where exactly is carpet going in? If vinyl, where is vinyl going in? I understand this list can become exhaustive, but if you confirm it in advance, you will have no obstacles or disagreements with the builder when it comes to at least using material. You could have other kind of disagreements. At least this major one is out of the way because you pre-agreed before you got into getting the works done. You could go to the extent of confirming the IRS system. Are they the ones, is the contractor putting that in, or when the tenants come in, are the tenants going to be arranging it for themselves? Fire doors. What kind of fire doors do you want? What design? What budget has he allocated towards fire doors? Intercom system. What kind of intercom system will they be putting in? You could even confirm the toilets, the sinks. Did the sink come with a cabinet or without a cabinet? See, I mean, the list can be so exhaustive, but if you confirm all of that in advance, you will have no disagreements. So I would rather do that in advance, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'd rather do that, and then I know the contract may be exhaustive, but once that's out of the way, you know it's all sorted. No disagreements with your builder because you want them happy, you want to be happy, and that's a healthy relationship. If you guys are having a lot of disputes, it's not a healthy relationship. You might not even finish the project, or if you do, you're not going to do another one with each other. The second important thing that I want you to be wary of in your contract is the stages of payments. When do you make the payments? How many stages are there? If it's the £150,000 that we just agreed earlier on, then how many stages are there? 5 stages. So each stage you're paying 30 grand. So if you're paying 30 grand, you're going to pay the first payment right in the beginning. So at least that gives them some capital to go buy the material and get started. But then the last payment should be when you get the keys and there's a turnkey finish handover. You inspect everything, you're happy with it, you pay the last payment, and that's finished. The third thing I want you to be wary of is the warranty of your contractor's job. How long is he going to give you a warranty for? Is that 2 years or is that 5 years? What I mean by that is if they're doing the plumbing and there's some problem with that, where I personally or my tenants did not damage it, then he has to come back and honor his agreement that he's going to fix that without charging me anything extra. Alongside his warranty, I want all the certifications also. I want the electrical installation certificate, I want the gas certificates, I want the EPC certificates if they're coming to expire, or if he's done the installation around it, I want the smoke alarm certificates, I want the fire risk assessment certificate, I want all of that, to be sure that he's done it the right way and it's all been approved. The fourth thing, quite important for you to be wary of from the beginning and confirm with your builder, is that what brand of material is he going to be putting into the property? Are these products made in the UK or European origin, or are they from China? Because I'll give you an example. Recently someone built a block of 11 flats. The builder did the job, finished, went away, that's it. Unfortunately the builder did not honor their word or agreement. That's why I mentioned it's so important to do the reference checks to find a reliable and reputable builder who will honor their word, whatever you agree on the contract. So anyway, they had the work done. As soon as tenant moved in, whatever toilet waste was going in through the toilets, everything was coming up in the hallway outside the apartments in the ground floor, and it was so messy and dirty that you had to get the whole job done again. If you have good quality products put into your property, they will last longer and they're not going to be breaking apart every other day. So I do agree one thing with my builders in advance is that I want everything to be grade A material. They need to be of European origin. Very important. Fifth thing I also do mention and agree with my builder is that all aesthetic work needs to be approved by myself before the builder puts that into the property. So that means the kitchen units, that's the bathroom design, the taps, the kitchen, the taps, the sink, the toilets, the standing shower, the L-shaped cover of it, the tiling, what kind of tile, 60 by 30 centimeter or larger than that, what color will go in, all sort of stuff like that. Painting color, I get to approve it and make the final say. they cannot do it without me approving first, because I know how I want my end product to look like, and I want me to be making the decision of what it should look like, right? So I do pre-agree with my builders in advance, no disagreements later on, because I make the call how I want my property to look like. So it is something you could also do for yourself. The sixth thing is that time is of the essence. Are you going to put in a penalty clause for your builder if they exceed the time frame they promised you? Well, I do that at least. If my builder told me I'm going to get the work done for your boss in 16 weeks, and I say, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to pressurize you to finish that earlier. However, I will appreciate it very much, and we will be very happy if you do finish it earlier on. But if you cross the 16-week line, unfortunately, there will be a penalty because I am incurring further costs. So if I'm using a bridging loan and say I'm getting charged 1% every month. So if I'm getting charged 1% every month of 150 grand, and he delays after the 16 weeks, every month I'm getting charged £1,500 by my lender. So if they delay every further day, I will take 1,500 times 12 divided by 365. So I'm getting charged £50 a day from my lender. So I'm going to push that over to my builder. I'm paying insurance cost. Well, if your property is unoccupied, your insurance costs are going to be even higher. So I'm going to throw that over to my builder. So either you've got two options. Either you can just look at what costs you're incurring and throw that towards your builder. If they exceed that time frame, you're going to charge them whatever you've lost. Or you can also charge them for whatever rent you're losing, because technically you're losing out your profit, aren't you? That's a business and you're expecting profit at the end of it. So you're losing out every time they delay. So if I'm expecting £6,000 a month on my rental income on those 9 flats, and he's delayed it by a month, not only have I incurred costs with my lender, the insurance, and all the other things, I'm also losing out my 6 grand. So I'm going to throw that towards the builder. So you've got a choice. Either you could do the first option of your costs only, or you could do the profit as well. It's your negotiation with your builder. You choose what you got to do. It's my job is to help you, let you know what I do, what I can do, and if you want to use that in your property journey too. The seventh thing you should be wary of is that when you're getting the contract signed, you need to have a schedule of works. What is the builder doing from week 1 until week 16? When does the first fix electric finish? When does the first fix plumbing finish? When does he start boarding? When does he start plastering? When does he start painting? When do the bathrooms go in? When does the kitchen unit come in? I want to know all of it so I can inspect weekly or more often than that to see if he's in front of schedule or behind schedule. So I can also decide when he tells me, hey boss, it's time for payment 2 or payment 3, I can go and see, okay, you promised me before payment 3, all this work is going to be done. But is it done? It's not done. So come on, get this work done and then I'll pay you. If it's done, then I'll pay him. I don't want to delay a single minute of his time and not pay him, because that's also discouraging for the builders. I want to pay them on time. For my builders, the minute they finish the work, I want to pay them in the same hour, because that's what they work with. It's their bread and butter. So I appreciate their hard work very much, because I'm not doing that myself. So I appreciate that, and I do not delay payments to the builders, and neither should you. If you want to have a good relationship with your builders, do not delay any payments. The more you delay, the more bitter the relation becomes. They will not like to work with you, but they will appreciate you a lot if you pay them on time, very early or on time. The last tip I have for you, and you should be quite wary about, is the security of the property. So during the 16 weeks when he's carrying out the refurb, the property is going to be empty. It's unoccupied. But if he's putting in radiators in there, he's putting in a bathroom unit in there, a toilet in there, sink in there, what if someone comes in, breaks in and steals everything? Well, I make it very clear. It's not my responsibility for the security of the property until you have finished your project. When you do a handover, a turnkey finish handover, then it becomes my responsibility. But until then, the security of the property and all the goods in the property is your responsibility, and I need an end product. So if something happens, they weren't wary of it and did not arrange for a security guard to be passing by every night, or to be monitoring it. At least if someone was to break in, there would be a security company that would come in. Because think about it, if you're just going to put in a CCTV camera, my builder actually brought this point to me, if I just put in a CCTV camera and think about monitoring it, if someone's breaking in, I think I'd call the police. But it's going to take some time for the police to get there. So really, all I'm doing is seeing the guys break in and steal my stuff, which is not helpful. So what you could do is set up CCTV, but then call a security company to monitor it, and if someone wants to break in, they need to get there right away. So at least they're looked after. But I make it quite clear that it is my contractor's responsibility for the security, not mine. So these are the 8 points that I'm wary of, and I make sure to make it quite clear before I get into a contract with my builder, and I think you should too. So if you do that, it's going to help you have a successful and a healthy relationship with your builder and a successful project. So I hope you enjoy this, and if you do, let me know in the comment section below. I would appreciate that very much. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.